Hey guys, sorry about that awkward smile at you. I was just checking to see that my webcam was working. Oh look, brightness on my computer. Okay, so first off, Meeks. Where are you, buddy? Um, I don't want to harass you or anything, and I don't want you to feel more stressed out about your life in general, but yeah, Kristen and I just miss you. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, so I'm sorry that I definitely have a lisp. They put in a new lower lingual appliance into my mouth, and I am having trouble lisping on the initial and final positions of S in words, which sounds really fancy. Just means that when there's an S at the beginning of a word or at the end of the word, I'm having trouble. But if it's in the middle of the word, like for example the word just, I don't lisp on it as much. Anyway, my dear friends, so this week I decided not to step on the scale, which I know sounds counterproductive to a weight loss journey, but I realized that in order for me to lose weight, I needed to stop getting so depressive about my weight and stop freaking out about daily fluctuations because I like to weigh myself every day. Now, there's a million different things out there that say only weigh yourself once a week. Some people say weigh yourself every day. Some people say don't ever weigh yourself. Some people say weigh yourself multiple times a day. And they all have various studies that are associated with all of them. Um, I think that there's probably a benefit in doing all of them to a certain degree for certain people, just like certain diets are going to have different effects with certain people. And while I know it's important for me to keep track of my weight loss progress, obviously, because progress tracked progresses more quickly, I think this week I just kind of needed a break. Like Kristen Falls was saying, my body was kind of like, so, yeah, it was not happy with me. I exercised a couple times this last week. I exercised today. That was good. I've only been walking, so I've only been walking about a little bit more than half a mile because that's about what I can do in half an hour. I can. Wow, sorry. Um, I am going to this week write up a running plan, which is going to switch off every other day between increasing my speed and increasing my endurance. So I'm excited about that, but for this week I've just been walking and it's been good. I think one thing that would greatly improve the amount I walked is if I watch TV when I walk, which I know a lot of people do. So there's been two options with that. I've looked into buying a treadmill. They have some that are a little bit more than $200, which is expensive. Obviously, it's not like I just have $200 to spend, but in comparison to treadmills and exercise equipment that you have at your house, it's not that expensive. And if it worked for me, then it would be great because every night I really like to watch an episode of Parks and Rec times five. So I spend a lot of time doing that, and I think that it's just a passive activity, and I wouldn't really mind walking while doing it on a treadmill. So because I don't have a treadmill, but I do have a gym membership, one thing I'm thinking about trying is downloading the episodes onto my iPad or iPhone so that while I'm walking at the treadmill, I'll be motivated to stay longer because I can watch Parks and Rec, and I don't have to walk super fast. So it's not, I don't know about you guys, but when I run, sometimes it's a little bit hard to watch TV and pay attention to TV. But this week, when I just get to look out by walking, I think I'm going to try to do that so that I can log more walking miles. Because yeah, it's been super hard to get a lot of steps at my desk job, which I know I've already talked about in the past couple of videos, not news to you. But I'm surprised by how many steps I got while I was going to school at BYU. I was just a lot more active naturally, and it wasn't something that I had to worry about or think about. And now I'm like, holy crap, like, I only got 4,000 steps, whatever, this day, like, that's terrible. So That's one thing that I'm thinking about, because in order for me to get 10,000 steps, I'd have to be at the gym for about 2 hours if I'm walking, which is a lot. Um, so yeah, there's that. I did order what's called personal trainer food. I think I'll put a link in the description. What it is a high protein, low carb diet. I'm very excited to try it out. They deliver it to your door and it's frozen and it's awesome because as much as I like to cook, when I cook, I like to make things that are super delicious, and usually recipes aren't for just one person. So I've kind of run myself into a rut with my love of cooking because I'll make way more than a serving and I'll want to eat more because I usually won't especially make healthy food, if that makes sense. Like if I'm gonna cook, like I want it to be like delicious. And not that healthy food can't be delicious, but I think you both get the gist of what I'm saying. Um, so yeah, there's that. But basically what it is for every meal you have a protein and you have a vegetable, and you're allowed one fruit. And I've read a lot about high protein, low carb diets, and there's still sort of mixed reviews out there about the effectiveness and about long-term effects. But they have said pretty promisingly that people who are sedentary and who tend to be more carb resistant tend to respond better to lower carb and higher protein. And since I'm a little bit more sedentary now than I was in the past, and I'm definitely insulin resistant, pre-diabetic, PCOS, I've got the visceral fat on my stomach is where all my fat goes. I think that it'll be really awesome for me. I also entered a contest with the Burn the Fat, Feed the Muscle Foundation. I'm not exactly sure company, what you would call it. Basically, it's this guy who is a bodybuilder, and he wrote a book about losing weight. And there are sections that are just for bodybuilders, which of course I'm not super interested in. But he talks about how bodybuilders actually have the lowest amount of fat. They have the lowest body fat percentage. And focusing on that is way more important than focusing on just the number on the scale. And he's like, these people burn a lot more calories just existing because muscle burns more calories than fat. And so he realized that the principles of bodybuilding, as far as nutrition and exercise, could help normal people who aren't looking to be super, 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 super ripped still lose weight in a healthy and effective way. So he has these 49-day contests that he puts on, and there's sort of mini challenges throughout the week, and you get certain points for doing certain things, like you keep a journal where you talk about your weight loss, and you take before and after pictures, and you track your macronutrients, things like that. So it's a pretty cool program. Um, I think that it will just be extra motivation for me on top of this, because this has obviously been really good for me. Honestly, knowing that I'm going to record a video at the beginning of every week is a good way for me to stay on track. So thank you, both of you. So yeah, that's to sum up my goals for this week. I am writing an exercise plan that will help me to both run faster and run at a greater volume. I am starting to eat personal trainer food, which is basically a home delivery, high protein, low carb diet. Starting in the next 2 weeks. I think they're delivering it on February 25th, so I still have a little while beforehand, which is good because I need to eat up all the lean cuisine that I have in my freezer. And I'm wearing my pedometer every single day. I entered this 49-day contest where I'm going to be responsible to write about my weight loss every day, which hopefully won't be too discouraging and will be motivating. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, Kristen, congratulations on, again, your weight loss. That's awesome. And yeah, you've been pretty dang inspiring, girl. Doing good at eating well and exercising a lot. So I feel like you're definitely doing a lot better than I am. But actually, it's not discouraging. It's been more motivating to see you work hard and be like, okay, well, if Kristen's doing it, so can I. Meeks, I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon, and I hope that everything's been okay in the meantime. I love you both, and I will see you next week.